What are we breaking? Someone called Raf Ross joined and exited.
Oh yeah, I think it's my boyfriend because I told him that I'm going to attend an event.
Okay,
So
do you want to ask him to join again so I can add him to the stage?
yes, of course.
Yeah. Is he gonna speak as well?
No, I don't think he is.
Okay, he's just gonna show his pretty face.
I don't know if he wants to.
He
I
just
mean,
joined. Yeah, he just joined. So,
just joined. Okay, perfect.
no, he went back. He just I think came back. Ask him to join again.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, he just told me he had some problems, so that's why he disconnected.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun to have more than one people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what
But
do you do?
so
Usually?
I work in a service industry. So
Okay.
I currently am part of the private cloud deployment of Avaya as a client.
Okay.
Working in Infinite, and we do hybrid cloud.
Okay.
So I'm part of the architect engineer team. So we do configuration, some part of development, automation, and a lot of things.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, right now I'm a student and I'm quitting what I was doing because it's really difficult and I don't like it. So I'm going to change to actually do something that I like, which is languages, because I really like to learn more languages. Like I speak Italian, English, French, and I understand Spanish. So I'm kind of moving around to try and get what kind of language that I can also learn.
Nice, nice, nice. So
Yeah.
at the end, I'm gonna ask you to speak something in multiple languages then,
Okay, let's go.
and maybe if you speak some song, we can ask you to sing a song or maybe recite a poem.
I can sing really well. I can't.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
that's fine
but
then. I mean, if you can't sing, that's okay. Maybe you can say a small poem.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
That'll be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Fun.
Tell him we are waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just told me he had some issues with his connection. Like,
So shall we go live and he can join later? Is that
yes,
okay?
of course. We can start.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind waiting for him, but after 15 minutes, I have to create the event again because it doesn't last that long, right?
Okay.
The event expires in 15 minutes.
Okay. Is there a lot of people in the live?
We don't know how many people are gonna join. Sometimes what happens is they join, offline.
Oh, okay.
So they view the recorded session later
Okay.
because the timing is different, right? In every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we create the event in advance, right, maybe a week in advance, then they get a time to,
Yeah.
yeah,
Adjust. Yeah.
adjust. Yeah. Then they join live most of the time,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
mostly I've seen they join, you know,
Yeah.
afterwards.
Mm.
So next time we will plan better and we will create the event.
Yeah. We have to. Yeah, we have to do it at least 1 week in advance.
Exactly, yeah. Because I did one with Janvi, I think 3 weeks in advance, and she got almost 706 participants, and that was like huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
and for one of the event, I got almost 29,000 impressions on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty awesome. And totally, I think he just joined.
yeah.
I think for one of the event around 206 lakhs, impressions I got over the year. Uh,
Wow.
is
That's enormous. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Raf,
Hey, Raf.
welcome to the show. You need to Yeah, he needs to show his face before I can go live. I need to know who is it. So,
montre ton visage. On va être en live là.
yeah, because I don't know who is there, right? So I can't go live with him.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, I'll have to remove him. Sorry. So that's how it works.
Montre ton visage, sinon tu peux pas rester à skip. Okay, he said that he can't like activate his microphone, like it doesn't work. So I guess we can go live and then he will connect.
Okay, then I'll have to remove him once he's ready. Then we
Okay.
add him. Yeah, because I don't know right who's there, so I can't
Yes.
go live with without a face.
Okay.
Hope you understand.
Yes, of course I do.
All right, so I'm gonna go live.
Okay.
And we'll do a short introduction once we go live. Okay, we are live. Hey, Kiara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. This is absolutely fun. I know we connect anytime, anywhere, and absolutely brilliant. Just
That's
having my
strange.
just having my hot sip of water in the morning.
Yeah, but it's night here, so.
Yeah, I know. 2 a.m. What are you doing 2 a.m. talking to me?
Well, right now it's 8 p.m.
Oh, 8 p.m. Oh, where are you
Yeah.
from?
Well, actually,
Well,
I am
right
from
now
New
it's 8 p.m. in New
Oh,
York.
wait.
live in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
where are you from?
So,
Well, actually, I'm Italian, but I've been born in France and
Oh,
I've
so
been
you're in
living
Italy.
there since I was born.
yes.
So
Oh, okay,
I'm
all
just
right. No, I
visiting my
was just
family right now.
seeing the time zone. You said
Yeah.
oh, so you're in Italy. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah,
What's she
I'm
doing
Italian.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
in the night? Oh, okay, all right. No, I was just seeing the time zone. You said Paris, so I was like, it's 2 a.m. What's she doing at night? You know,
Yeah.
I thought maybe she's like me. She likes to be awake at the night because I am
Yeah.
awake at it's 2 a.m. here. So
Yes.
it's always fun, to be awake in the night. It's quiet and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's true.
Study. Because
Exactly.
recently I started reading the book Dancing with Cupid about atomic quantum computer.
Okay, yeah.
I've been reading about that, so I do that in the morning because that's the best time that your brain works fine. It's without any distractions, right?
Exactly.
So it's absolutely brilliant. All right, so I'll give you a quite quick introduction about myself. I
Okay.
think we are speaking for the first time. So my name is Dr. Ankur. I've done a PhD in machine learning. I've been in this industry for almost 25 years. I've started, with assembly level programming in my college. Those move AX, comma CX commands. And then after assembly language, I worked on the services industries. I worked as a call center agent for multiple processes, billing, technical support, and different supports. From there, I saw a lot of manual processes, so I started working on automating them. So I did a lot of business process automation and trying to reduce mundane work and business intelligence and eventually around customer success. Then I moved into IT and software teams where I worked dedicatedly on designing systems for customers, addressing their needs and fixing their pain points. And then recently, in my past company, I was part of multiple roles in implementation, support, development, and now as a cloud support engineer, which we were talking before the show, right?
Yeah.
Hybrid cloud, yeah. So that's pretty much about me.
That's awesome.
And the show is all about you. So why don't you give a short introduction about yourself? Who you are, where you're from. I know you told me earlier, but
Yeah.
for the audience,
Yes.
please do that. And
Yes, of course.
I'm Italian.
let's
Well,
start.
so nice to meet you, everybody. Nice to meet you, doctor. I'm Kiara Sidban. I'm Italian, but I was born in France and I've lived there since I was born. And so I've done pretty much all my schooling there. And so I can speak multiple languages that I've taught myself during all the my 19 years. I do not have that much experience like you do, but you know, I'm just starting in the world of work. I've done little things like babysitting or working in like supermarkets or done things like that. But in
Good.
general, I'm just looking out for new experiences, trying to learn about more cultures and everything like that. So yeah,
That's pretty good. It's
yeah,
always fun to be learning. I was speaking to a few of the guests, and they always say, you should always increase your cognitive skills, learn new things, and multiple languages, and which we're going to talk about towards the end.
yeah,
It will be fun, and maybe you can learn Indian language as well in the future, right? So,
yeah, that too. And I have the same name as a really famous actress in India.
oh, that's good. That's
Yes,
good.
so maybe it's a
If
sign.
yeah, if you join our Bollywood industry, maybe you can become the next famous actress, right?
Maybe that would be awesome.
Yeah. And probably you will give me a chance to be part of that film somewhere, right? So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
Yeah, it will be a new experience. All right. So, yeah, you were talking about how freshers or different initial person who are trying to get into industry, what struggle they are facing, right? And some of the challenges. So why don't we talk about that to the audience and see how it goes?
Yes. Yes, of course. Well, actually, I prepared something. So it's called the experience paradox, which is really a really common obstacle for young professionals trying to get new experiences and to break into their choosing careers, to what they like and everything. So it describes the frustrating cycle when the employers demand experience for entry level roles, yet there's still young candidates that only have internships, volunteer work, or academic projects that they had to show their efforts, which is never enough for those kind of companies, which is really really frustrating. So yeah, there's that. And so it creates this impossible situation where gaining meaningful experience feels really impossible for young people. And I can tell that because every time I go and candidate for something, they always tell me that I don't have enough experience. Well, it's normal. I'm only 19 years old. I didn't do much. So, yeah, it's really difficult for us to find new experiences in careers that we really love. And yeah, so it's a really big challenge, um, with a lack of understanding around how effectively translate a non-traditional experience into professional terms, and many young professionals struggle with that. So that's
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been speaking to a lot of freshers and interns who have joined my company recently, and in general as well. I keep talking to them over LinkedIn,
yeah.
and I understand the struggle, right?
Mhm.
Because on hand, you're trying to get started, and on the other hand, sometimes the requirement you see, the hiring requirement is you need some level of experience, right?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with it? I myself was trying to help many of them, trying to break this paradox, as you said, which is a very good wording. I'm gonna keep a note of it. I wish I had my diary. I would have written it down. But this is really good. With people like you and others who are trying to solve this kind of paradox for the people, right? And if you achieve any breakthrough, or you can make a process or a standard path for them, it's gonna help them, right?
Yeah.
And in many colleges, they are actually trying to do that. They are trying to help them with industry experience. They are trying to connect with people like me, who can help guide them into different situations we have seen in the past 25 years or 30 years or whatever, right? And give them situations and see how they tackle with it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not always the skills that matter, right? Sometimes it's the soft skill, it's the way you handle things, it's the positive attitude you have towards things,
Mm.
right?
And the
Because those, yeah, because those are difficult to learn, right?
that's
Because
true.
Yeah, because if you can just go online, many sites you can learn a soft skill or a hard skill. But the actual real life problem, actual real life problem that people face, and trying to come out of it based on your knowledge, your experience, and your skill. That's the tricky part, and that's what we want to see, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I've seen too a very big problem is the confidence from these young people.
Yeah,
It's because like there's really a big gap in this confidence, especially for women and under how how can you spell that,
yeah,
underrepresented group.
underprivileged. Yeah,
Yeah, privileged people, because like they feel hesitant to highlight their accomplishments, fearing there aren't enough to compete in the job market. And this is really like not acceptable, because even now we can see that a lot of minorities can't get the same amount of money in certain types of careers than other people, like white cis men or something like that. So that's also a big problem in the society right now.
it is. And you highlight a very important point as well.
Mm.
I'll just get a sip of water.
No worries. So yeah.
I've been speaking, almost throughout the night. I was in a trial with someone, so it's always fun, talking. Uh, we are only human, right? So
Yeah, I get it.
how it works. But what you said is absolutely true, right? We need to not trying to help them, but provide some kind of guidance, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Very.
and I will tell you the basic and the initiation point of this collaborate to elaborate show as well. It started with the same concept as you said, right? People have skills, right? They
Mm.
have talent, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have confidence to showcase to them, to the
Exactly.
world, that I have this talent. And that's how this show started. I was speaking to my colleague and friend in the cafeteria, and we were discussing, how are things, how is the job market, and he said, Ankur, I have so much skill, I have talent, and nobody knows about it. I'm like, nobody's gonna know about it unless you say it, right?
It's
And he
true.
goes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just told him very casually, why don't you come live on LinkedIn, go on YouTube, or so, anywhere, right? Doesn't matter the social
Yeah.
platform. But the idea is become visible.
Exactly.
So he
Speak
said,
up.
yeah. And he said, I don't know how to do it. So I said, like, okay, all right. So I created a matrix called as the visibility and relevance matrix. It's about relevance on the x-axis, visibility on the y-axis, and you should always be in the first quadrant, which is highly relevant and highly visible, right?
Okay.
You should
Yeah.
always be visible with relevance to the job market, right? Not irrelevant content. Because if you are irrelevant and visible, you're just trying to get viral. It doesn't make sense, right? That's not professional,
That's true.
right? And
No,
that
it
doesn't work with people like you and me,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we should be relevant and visible, not irrelevant and invisible, right? You should always, yeah, you should also not be, relevant and invisible, right? Then you're working for someone, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is working for someone else. It's not that I'm saying don't work for someone else, but try to be visible as well. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
because everybody has to establish their brand identity on a personal level so that people know what you know or what you don't know, right? Both are equally important,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, that's
Suppose, yeah, suppose if I know Kiara, you know something, right? I can reach out
true.
to you for that thing, right? Maybe you are good in Italian, speaking, for example. So if I want to learn Italian, I will reach out to you.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't know Hindi, Indian language, so I will not reach out to you for Hindi, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, of course.
yeah, and you being an honest and direct person, if I reach out to you for Hindi, you are gonna say no, right? For example, I'm saying, Ankur,
Mm.
I don't know Indian language. I want to learn in future, but not right now.
Yeah.
So you're actually being very clear, right?
Yeah.
Direct and transparent that this is what my boundaries are, and that is important as well, right?
Yeah.
You don't
Always.
keep people, yeah, you don't keep people, in the different paradox, thinking,
Yeah.
okay, he's gonna do it, I'm gonna wait. That's not how it works, right?
No. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm really positive about the things you said. Yeah, I don't know what to add because, like you said, really, really things that are right. So yeah.
Yeah, I say all right things as well because I've been many people, and this is my 63rd talk show, and it's always fun, right? You learn so much from each one of them, right? Whatever I'm speaking or trying to say, it's not just my knowledge. It's a collaborative, knowledge about everyone I have met and my experience. So
Yeah.
it's 60 talk shows plus 25 years. So that's how.
Yeah, it's the experience. Very nice. I wish I will have this experience in the future like you. Really.
And I truly believe you're gonna have better experience than me because that's what I always say. I'm that kind of person, right? The next person I meet should always go exponentially higher, right? That's how things work, right? Because yeah, absolutely. Because we live in a society where we look out for each other, right?
Yeah, that's
We
true.
try to build community where everybody grows because individually, if you grow, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you are,
very egoistical. I don't like that. Yeah.
yeah, very what?
Very egoistical.
Very egoistical. I know. Well
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. In
Your
France,
favorite
it's like that.
favorite word.
Yeah. Like in France, people are so egoistical and so about individualism that it's not about the group, it's not about the community, and that's really sad because like if we work as a community, we can be so much better and so much. I don't know. We can do whatever we want to do and improve and in everything. If everybody learns from everybody and not being stuck in their own head in their own bubble, it can be very, very much better. So.
Yeah, and that's not a specific. So I will not talk anything specific about a country, but yes, there are some people who have egoistic attitude.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, I need to put my phone on airplane mode. I know nobody's gonna call me at 6 a.m., but do that because you never know. And I really don't want to lose talking to you. Even for one fraction of second.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just have a sip again. My
Yeah,
throat is pretty bad. Yeah,
very-
yeah.
I never drink enough water. I swear. I know it's bad for your health, but
Yeah.
I can't.
No, you should drink because our body is made up of, I think, 70% water, right?
Yeah, that's true. I have only body. I swear.
Maybe you are made up of 80% water in but the idea is you should drink more water.
Yeah,
And we talk about this as well, right? Trying to stay healthy,
yeah,
right, is equally important because people focus on the skills, the talent, the job hunt, right? But staying healthy and fit is equally important, if not more, right? Because if you're gonna be healthy, if you're gonna be happy, right, that will complement and exponentially increase whatever you're doing, right? Yeah, and that smile on your face is very important. Your health is very important, and this is not something just if you go to a doctor they say it's a mainstream thing, right?
yeah. It's true because like when you're feeling happy every day in the life, you tackle things very much easily. You'll get a better performance in your work, and you feel very light. You'll be like a sunshine every time. That's cool to be around people that are really unique and that are smiling, and not someone that's always like bored or not happy or everything. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is. And I don't understand why people become sad or unhappy, right? I
Yeah,
just tell you, why don't you talk to me or anyone right, who is
that's
energetic
true.
and is happy and who can make you move, right? That's the idea. Because that's equally very true in life, and it kind of helps. And as you said, sunshine, right? If
Yeah,
you spread your rays around everyone, correct?
Yeah.
You share your positive aura with people, and
Mhm.
that's so contagious, right?
Yeah.
Like if you are smiling, that brings a smile on my face. If we
Yeah.
both are I know we have Raf, waiting. I
Yeah.
don't see, I don't see him yet, but I'm sure he's smiling as well. And with all of us, everybody else who's gonna watch it is gonna smile and be happy, and
Exactly.
that's the best part.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna change something in life, and I tell this to people as well, always be in your highest moment in life. Don't be like lowest moment, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna change team, you're gonna change partner, if you're gonna change company or whatever, right? Whatever change you're expecting, change it on a high note. Don't change it on a low note, right? Don't
Yeah.
be depressed and then change, right? Try to be on a higher note and then change,
Always.
because yeah, because that's gonna benefit both of the people who is working in a organization as well as the organization people as well,
Yeah.
because you're gonna change on a higher note, which means that you are planning for something better, right? And you're gonna go very higher, right? And the organization people are gonna miss you as well. They're gonna say, "I thought that person was wonderful, right?"
Yeah.
And they would want you to come back, right? And that
Yes.
happens all the time. The first company I work with, that CEO still calls me on my phone number sometimes. He's like, yeah, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why don't you join me?" I'm like, "Well, now I may. If he calls me now this year, definitely I'll say yes. The last year I was in my, a different mood, partying and spending
Yeah.
my time. I was like, no, man, I'm happy here. I'm chilling out. You know,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I think that we should always remember that we have one life. We should do whatever we want to do, and whenever we can improve to be better for ourselves and not for everybody else, because that's the most important part in life. That's how I think. That's how I want everybody to think, because it's so much easier to wake up in the morning and be like, today is another day and I'm going to slay it. I'm going to do whatever I can to be the better version of myself. And that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just trying to put a bit more light on me because you're shining better than me. So
Yes, I have big lights.
you have a big light, and I just realized that I'm not looking that bright. So let me put some light. Yeah, I like to shine as well. Yes, and the and the point you made, right?
Yeah.
That's very true. And it helps everyone around, because that's very useful for everyone as well, right?
Yeah, it's true, because we live in a society where everybody, I feel like everybody is really sad and really bored and really, so depressed when, like, that we have one life. Just enjoy it. I don't understand.
Yeah,
No,
I've
like,
never met someone like that. Maybe I don't know. We need to switch places. So I've never met someone like that. And if they get in that mood, even a small 0.1%, I was like, "Come on, wake up! Go to party."
yeah, yeah. I only know people like that, and I try to wake them up sometimes and be like, "Hey, you're unique. You're special. Get up and do whatever you want to do, and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
You'll be good."
Yeah, yeah. And I keep telling the same thing to people, right? Everybody, and I always insist on this point. Everybody that I know or they have a quality in themselves. They just don't know it yet, right?
Exactly.
They are the best version of themselves, right? Don't try to compare with someone, right?
Yeah. You
You
can
know,
never compare yourself.
for example, if I'm gonna compare with you and say, why are you brighter than me? I'm gonna be sad, right? But that doesn't
Yeah.
make that doesn't
No,
make sense. It's
exactly.
like apples and oranges, right? So you
Yeah.
need to find out what's unique about you, right? And everybody has a quality that is substantially, very
Exactly.
exponentially profound, right?
Yeah.
That's very important, and everybody has it. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's not like one person shines brighter than yourself. It's just that his light is different color and yours is another. So you just have to see what color you are, like that shine and everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right? and you can shine with any qualities you have. Just it's not just about color, it's about qualities, and the way you talk and your personality and your skills. And coming live doesn't always mean coming on a video call, or meeting face to face. It could be writing blogs. I was meeting to one person, and he was like, he writes blogs on Medium, right? I spoke to him back. So that's fine as well. But the idea is, idea of becoming visible is expressing yourself, right? Put your heart out, talk about it, write about it. And if you have a problem, I was speaking to Janvi a couple of days back, and she visited Canada, and she had some problem initially in a few days, and she rationally found how to solve that problem, spoke to people and resolved it, right? And that's what we talk about, right? We have to first write things down so that it's very clear in your head what are the problems you're facing, because everybody has to face problem, right? You cannot have a life without problem, because even your heartbeat goes up and down, right? So
Yeah, sure. You have sometimes to, to
that's how
regulate it.
yeah, that's your life is, right? Otherwise, if your heart just keeps going up, that's your high blood pressure. That's a medical condition, right?
That's horrible. Of course. And yeah, and even sometimes you have to have some problems in your life or some difficulties to see when there's like good things that happens, it will be more enjoyable. You'll be, now it's good, now it's fine, everything's good. I had some problems, but life goes on. That's it.
Yeah, that's important, right?
Yeah.
I'll talk about yours and my interaction, right? A few days back, you said, okay, let's gonna go live, and for some reason you were busy, right? And then we did not go live, right? I didn't become disappointed. I was not depressed. I doesn't, I was not crying, right? For example, we reschedule it. So the idea is to always keep planning ahead, right?
Yeah.
And never get disappointed by failures or anything you miss, because that's gonna happen all the time, right? The world doesn't run around you. I know it's a globe, but
Yeah.
the world doesn't run around you. There are so many people, and everybody life and values and ethics are important. So you need to care about each other, understand, have a maturity and understanding, because most of the problem that I have seen people face is lack of understanding, right? They are not able to understand what the other person is going through, right? They always see the grass greener on the other side, right? That's not the case. You don't understand what kind of fire people are going through.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I wanted to say something, but I just forgot. It was, oh, damn. No.
That's my positive aura. Forget.
Yeah.
You can look at your notes. I think you made something on LinkedIn, so check your
Yes,
messages.
I did. Yes, I did. It was, yeah, it's always about the difficulties about, talked about confidence, and the hiring systems themselves that always perpetuate these challenges with like the new AI systems and everything that they're not. It's not like people, back in the day when you had real recruiters that you had to talk to, see live, see face to face. You could see the person, you could see the aura, you could see how they could speak and everything. So you can you can see what kind of person it is. But now that it's all automated, you you can't know if this person will be good for your company or if it will be difficult to work with them or not, even though they have really good I don't know, experiences or not. Maybe they're not just a good person to work with, so that's also a problem. And so there's a lot of issues created by automated AI and things like that. I think AI is really good personally, but it's like, I don't know. I've seen this show about AI in the manga industry, which helps a lot of creators to work less and perform better. So there's a lot of negative, but also very positive things about this. What do you think?
No, I think that's true. generative generative AI that is designed to solve things and assist. It is never designed to replace, right?
Yeah.
And I was giving an example to one of the speakers where suppose if I'm walking, for example, if you say 1,000 miles from my place, right? If I start walking, it's going to take me a few days, right? Now,
Yeah.
if I take a car or a bike, it's going to take me a few hours, maybe, right? Or
Yeah.
if I take a helicopter, it's going to take me a few minutes, right?
Mhm.
But it doesn't mean I'm competing with that vehicle, right?
Yeah,
that
that's true.
that vehicle is assisting me to get to a destination, for example, right? So that's what AI or generative AI is to me. It's helping me reach my destination.
Yeah.
It's helping me reach my goal, right?
Mm.
It's helping me solve my problems, right? When I say my, I'm not being selfish, but I'm trying to say is, it is the my thing, the you thing is in the center, right? You are
Yeah.
always gonna be in the center,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
And no matter what tools come, today they're gonna call it AI, tomorrow they're gonna call it quantum, right? But the main thing is you should know how to use it,
Exactly.
because people who know how to use new skills, whether it's being AI, quantum, or anything that's available, you need to be aware, right? That is common sense. That is basic thing of growing up, right?
Mm.
When you're in the industry, you understand the tools around you, right? Today, if you go in office, you're not gonna take a pen and paper always and keep writing. You're not gonna do maths formula on a piece of paper and try to solve it, right? You're not gonna take spreadsheet print out and try to spread give to people, right? You're gonna send emails. You're gonna use calculator. You're gonna use mobile, right? You're gonna use technology. So
Yeah.
when you use those technology, why not this as a new technology, right?
Yeah.
Just because it is aiming to be smarter, it
Mm.
is using words like hallucination and those human emotion thing, which is
Yeah.
not true, right?
Yeah.
Because all it does is it converts your word sentences to tokens, converts those tokens into vectors, and vectors go to multi-dimensional space using embeddings, and then those embeddings get matched with cosine similarity mathematical formula, and that you get your answers, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's a whole mathematics thing that's happening in the background. So understand that mathematics, right? Don't
Yeah.
try to. That's a human, trying to fool me, or
It's going to
trying to,
replace me someday.
you
No.
know, yeah. Because if you are replaceable, you're gonna be replaced by anyone, right? For
Yes.
example, if I'm doing something and you're better than me, right? I'll be replaced by you, right? Or the other way around, right?
Of course.
or,
Yeah.
or it could be anyone else. But the idea is you should always try to learn new skills, be open about learning, because learning is everyday job, right?
Yeah.
Every day I learn something new or the other. And I
Exactly.
don't remember a day that has passed where I have not learned anything, right? I may not remember everything, but
No.
you know but those experiences are always there. I always find out something new, or how you're gonna do things in a different way, right?
Yeah.
Before we were using Excel, then we have Power BI, and now we have Azure, Microsoft Fabric, and you have Tableau, and so many visualization techniques on the
Yeah.
technical side, right? Similarly, when it comes to natural language processing, you have NLP, then generative AI, and
Yeah.
a human AI, right? So that's a natural evolution, right?
Yeah.
The idea is not to stop it, but to nurture it and see how you can best use it, right? Because
Yeah.
that's how life is.
Yes.
That's the reality. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think we have to adjust with the new things that come around in our society because, well, we've seen that change is very positive for our society. How we can, us as humans, can become more intelligent, and as you said, is about the experiences, is about learning new things, and about discovering who you really are personally, what you can do, what you can't do, also, because that's really important to know what you can and what you can't. And yeah, so there's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of conspiracies around new technologies that are really, really stupid sometimes. Like sometimes I read theories about how the new Tesla robot is going to take our whole world, and I'm like, how can you think that? Because
They watched too many sci-fi movies, right?
yeah, exactly. Terminator is not true, guys. It's a movie. But
Yeah,
yes. So at the end of the day, technology is made by humans to, like you said, help us in our journey. So to better ourselves. So I don't think, yeah, that it's going to replace us someday. I wish not, obviously. But yeah.
yeah, and if someone is even scared about that, right, you need to first think about one important thing is start supporting each other, right? Like we are talking, right, from a different part of the world. Connect with people around you, right? Be supportive, be empathetic, right? Try to have a real human connection with people, right? Where no matter wherever you are, make sure that not only you are happy, but the people around you are also happy. Your friends, your family, the society you live in. Leave a positive impact around people, right?
It's the most.
Because that will change a lot of things. And as you said, Terminator or any science fiction thing is not real, and it never gonna be real. And I'll tell you one small reason. While I don't believe in fiction, so I want to use the example of a blockchain, right?
Mhm.
So when blockchain came, now that is basically a hash, a mathematical function, and the
Yeah.
second chain is also another hash, and the third chain or third transaction is basically the combination of first two hashes, right? And that's how it goes on, right?
Yeah.
Now the final hash is a unique number, alphanumeric number, right? Which is so unique that even any of the transaction that changes will impact on the last transaction, right? And
Yeah.
what that means is you cannot do that changes. You cannot say I did a transaction X instead of a transaction Y, right?
Yeah.
Because that's gonna change the final blockchain value, right? And
Mhm.
that's how your life is. If you change anything, if you say somebody builds a time machine or things like that, that cannot be true, because if they do that, they're gonna change themselves as well, right? So and
Yeah.
that do not happen. That's what
Like
life is. It's not. So
exactly. Yeah.
it's the most complicated blockchain that is never gonna happen, right?
It's
And
true.
even if it happens, that's gonna happen in a different line of time that will not be impacted to you as well. So stop believing in fiction to reality,
Exactly.
and put in
Yeah.
your hard work, no matter what you do, right? If you are working in the hotel industry, put in your best. If you're working in IT, put in your best, and try to understand a combination of knowledge, not just one silo thing, right?
Yes.
Uh, for example, if you're doing a data analyst thing, right, don't focus on just analyzing data. Understand the domain as well, right? Right? Always have more than one skill in your kitty, because you never know what's going to be used, right? Because
Exactly.
companies are not going to come to you and say, all right, I just need skill one. It never happens.
No.
It never happens. I think that no means you had some experience. So why don't you share about that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Well, I had some experience in internships. I had long internships of 3 months and a half, and basically it was normally prospecting, but I kind of became a travel advisor. Yeah, it was prospecting for a new company that was for tourists in Sicily, in Italy. So it was really fun to make these online site grew up, and like now I see there's a lot of clients, and I'm so proud of myself because I made the site, online site. I've made a lot of little papers and like campaigns and everything. So yeah, I've had this experience that made me realize that I can do a lot of things like graphic designs on my laptop that I didn't know I could do, and use a lot of new systems, new online things, and yeah, so I was really happy about that and this experience. So that's what I say no, because like even if you start working in a company for something, like I started my internship for prospecting into international and everything, you will learn new things and other aspects of this company's side, you know. So that's really important too.
Yeah, yeah, and you mentioned two important things while you were speaking. One was starting something new, right? So, your journey is half solved when you at least start something in that direction, right? Because you have
Yeah.
initiated, right? And
Mm.
that's very important because people don't even initiate, right? So,
Yeah, it's true.
if you have a thought in mind, if you're ideating, right, uh, that idea, make sure you initiate it and get it to some level, right? So you know how it's getting framed, and if it doesn't work out, fine, move to the next one. But at least start that journey. That's very important because many people have seen they don't even initiate it. They're like, I'll wait for the moment, I'll wait for this, I'll wait for that. It doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have something that's substantial, and if you feel that substantial doesn't mean somebody else is feeling it, right?
Yeah,
If you are innately you feel something is substantial in your mind, you're not gonna ask someone else and wait for
do
that.
it through me. Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna start it yourself, right? So
yes,
that's, yeah, the self confidence is very important in your life. And
yeah.
second, mention about the wow factor. Whenever you do something, if you feel wow about it, like that's amazing, that's what I did, was like
Yeah,
I loved it, right? That's very important. The smaller successes, right,
yeah,
have a very significant impact in your life. And I have seen that with people who have grown substantially, or who are growing in life, not just on one aspect, right? It doesn't mean growing financially or growing economically or socially. It's growing in their mind, right? That's more important, by the way. Not that the other things are not, but this is,
yeah. But this
yeah,
is more important. Yeah,
yeah.
obviously. I mean,
In your, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say that something that we in general don't really think about is the emotional intelligence that every human has, and that is so important socially, financially too, economically. Like in your life, you'll need this emotional intelligence to grow as a person and to grow into your life or in your work. If you're just a work person, you'll need your emotional intelligence, because like you can imagine you're a high director of a large, really large company that sold billions and billions of dollars. You'll need emotional intelligence to talk through with your clients, with your collaborators, and everybody around you. And it's so much better to have somebody that understand you, um, will understand you psychically and like emotionally and everything. So it's so much important that just raw intelligence about some topics and everything. This is really important too. But I feel like emotional intelligence is so much more important as a person living in the community. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree, and I stand by that word. And you're just saying amazing words. I don't believe you are like a fresher or an intern. I just believe you have like 200 years of experience. In so many. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
that young, that old, but you have that kind of maturity and the different things you have, I think, read or understood. Because emotional intelligence is so important. People don't realize the value. It plays a very significant role in your life, and people who have exhibited emotional intelligence, they are able to, sustain a better life, right? Not just achieving
Yeah.
heights, it's sustaining, because that's what matters, right? Because IQ, having a higher IQ will only take you so far, right? So, what's the point of being sad and rich, right? So, it
Yes, exactly.
and what's the point in being the most famous person and not having friends around? So that doesn't work that way. Emotional intelligence is so critical that it is valued higher than IQ, right? And once you achieve your IQ, once you achieve your emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, You should always have a discipline and consistency also in life. Those are the four pillars I stand by it, right? Because whatever you do, like going to a gym, for example, right?
Mhm.
If it is difficult and you're not able to sustain that, you're not gonna make a good, healthy body. It's not about six packs, or not about achieving those great muscles. It's about your overall fitness, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cardio is more important, the stretchings are more important, for example.
Yeah.
So these things help you attain better things in life, and that brings a smile on your face, and the whole thing that shows a confidence in yourself, right?
Exactly.
Because one more thing you said, and I remember that, is about self-love and self-respect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the only person, no matter whatever whoever says, right?
Yeah.
uh, I'm not saying they're not gonna say, I don't believe them. Believe them as well,
Yeah.
but believe me that the only person that's gonna be with you is yourself first, right?
Exactly.
Nobody else is gonna be with you, right?
Yeah.
I know some people might be angry at me, but but the idea is I'm not disrespecting that person. All I'm saying is, that you're gonna be with yourself always, right? For 100% of the time. Now, if somebody is with you 100% of the time, value that person, which means value yourself, value your skills, value your dreams, right? Because that's very important in my opinion.
Mm, yeah, I agree with you. Because self love and self appreciation is the most valuable thing in the world. Because without it, without you can't have motivations, you can have dreams, you can have healthiness, you can have nothing if you don't love yourself. And then like because and I saw that in a lot of people, it's always about loving all the people around you, and then you forget about yourself. But that's not how it is actually. It's before you have to put yourself first and then put people after you, which is
Correct.
very difficult sometimes, but it's true in
It
general.
is
Yeah.
true, and it is true, and I'll give you a couple of examples that will make sense. And the examples I have is basically in an airline, right? When you achieve a certain height, for example, airline has achieved 30,000 feet in the sky,
Yeah.
and that goes with life as well, right? When you achieve a certain height, now if there are problems, right? You're
Yeah.
not gonna put the oxygen mask to someone else.
No. Exactly.
They say put the mask to yourself first. And why do they
Yes.
say that, right?
Yeah.
Because even to help others, you should be healthy yourself, right? You should be stronger
Yeah.
yourself, right? And it goes with everything. If you're gonna help someone else, make sure you are stronger, right? If you wanna make someone happy, make sure you're happy first, right?
Yeah.
you know that's how it works, and you only realize it when you achieve a certain height in life. Because when you're just walking and crawling, you will not understand it, because that's not required. You don't have anything on stake. But when you achieve a life, height, which is the airline example I give,
Yeah.
you understand the seriousness of it, right? There's a lot of stake, a lot of things at stake, right?
I really like this example. I will use it when I talk to people. It's a really good example. Yeah.
I have
Really.
I have a lot of examples, right? I keep talking about it for hours and hours. I do offline session as well with people, and it's all fun, right? We do
Yeah.
such examples, especially after a lot of drinks in the party as well. And the idea is trying to motivate the younger generation, trying to
Yeah.
sustain the mature generation, try to work combining all the energies in organization and
Yeah.
people to a better life, right? It's not just achieving a target. It's achieving a target with a lot of happiness, a lot of healthiness, and a lot of joy. Everything is a combination. You cannot just do one thing and just do that for the rest of your life. It is a combination of a lot of things, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't work that way, right? If I want to drink a cup of tea right now, I have to stand up, I have to go to the kitchen, I have to find the milk, I have to find the water, right? So it's always a combination, right? There cannot be one pill which is taken. That's only when you're ill, right?
Yeah.
Don't be ill. Be healthy, be wealthy, be wise, and always connect talk to people, be energized. It's so much energy. You have. Just make sure you keep exercising that energy, because, for example, if you're a person who likes to be fit, for example, right, then you will go to a gym, you're gonna go running, right, and that will increase your stamina, right. You cannot walk 1,000 miles, just wake up and walk up, right. You cannot do that. You cannot run a marathon. You can't do Iron Man or Iron Woman just like that, right. You need to train
Exactly.
yourself, right.
Train every day.
Every part of your body needs training, even your mind, even your positive energy, right, even your emotions. Everything needs to be trained, and it's a very difficult concept for some people, but that's what we're going to tell it to people, that it's going to be make it easier for them, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, making someone happy, and people do this subconsciously, right. Many leaders, or many people who have this quality, they do it very subconsciously. You just sit with them, for example, right. If somebody is a good spiritual person, you'll feel that energy passing through you, right.
Yeah.
And that's very true, right. If I meet someone with a better aura than me, I feel that energy flowing inside me. If
Yeah.
I meet someone who has an equal aura, we share the aura on a parallel level. The wavelength matches, right? Like, for
Yeah.
example, we are talking, our wavelength is matching, for example, right?
Yeah.
And if I talk someone with a bit less aura, then my energy flows into that person and we become together, right? And that's the whole point of life, is you should all be trying to make things equal for everyone, right?
Yeah.
There is no point in succeeding and achieving something when you don't have anybody around you. Your
Yeah.
friends, your family, everybody should be. But the one person that should always be with you is yourself, right?
Yeah.
Always believe in yourself. Don't, lose,
Yeah.
go in depression, right?
Yeah, that's really true.
Nice. So, anything else you want to add?
Not really. I think like we tackled a lot of issues with the whole theme that we had for the event,
Yeah.
and yeah, like, we talked about a lot of things, and I'm really happy because I'm learning new things with you. So it's really some inspirational things that you said that will be stuck in my mind tonight, and I'll be like, he was right about that. you know.
Yeah. I'm glad about that, because I keep telling to people that it's not always that when you talk or when you connect with people, you're gonna make impact with 1,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Never have that expectation, because if you have expectation of 1,000,000 people, and if it is a 9,999, then you're gonna lose your expectation. So always have that expectation. If I'm talking to you, I'm gonna make you happy. I'm gonna make an impact on you, one person, right? That's more than enough, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna do that connection, and that's what flows on, right? So
Yeah.
have a lower expectation, and then when you achieve it, celebrate that success. And I keep telling to people, always celebrate your smaller success. It's important. People say, why are you just celebrating a smaller success? You just started this course, or you did smaller things. But it is important, right? You should always have that joy in you and say, oh my God, I did it,
I
right?
did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's very important, right? We used to do that in schools and colleges, right? And that's what made us what the person we are now. So something we did right shaped us to a better future. Then why not continue it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
We should always
because
try to have this positive energy every time. Every time. Even if something bad happens, it's alright. I'll do better next time. I'll do better next time, and I'll do better next time again, and everything. So yeah, it's really important to have this kind of mentality, the strong mentality and the strong aura to give some inspiration to other people to make them feel better and everything.
yeah, and even yesterday I was speaking to someone, and that person was telling me, Ankur, I have this so much excessive work, and I'm stressed, and I'm like, what are you doing? So I spoke to him, and he said, I'm doing this, right? A, B, C, D. I said, all right. So why don't you automate B and C, because that looks very mundane, and that's what's stressing you out. And he said, yeah, I didn't think thought about that. I'm like, yeah, that's all it's about, right? Because if you are getting stressed about something, write it down. lay out that process. Maybe you can automate it. Maybe you can give it to AI, right? Maybe you can talk to someone else, right?
Yeah.
So just think about rationally,
Yeah.
But if you don't think about rationally, you're gonna be stressed out. I can be stressed out. If somebody asks me, make a tea for me, I will be like, oh, I have to find the milk, I have to find the sugar, I have to find myself, I have to find my lips, I have to find the cup to hold it, find my. It doesn't work that way, right? So you need to rationally think about things, and that becomes your subconscious, energy and subconscious mind, and you just do it, right? And you
Yeah.
figure things out, because if you're getting problems, that means you're capable of handling it. So handle it.
Exactly. Exactly. That's real. Very, very true.
Great. It was lovely talking to Kiara. I mean, it was so much fun, and your film is so much good words and energy. That's very inspirational. You should really continue whatever you are doing. Read
Thank you
books, or talking to people, or connecting, or learning new things, right?
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
that's
That's really nice.
you're most welcome. So that kind of brings to the end of the talk show,
Yeah.
right? Unless you have to add more points, which we can also do it in future. We can
Yes,
connect
of
that.
course.
Yeah, I would like to make this as a series, but as I said, I have added a cultural section as well towards the end, right? So in that cultural section, we do many things. We try to either sing, if you sing, or we recite a poem, or you can say something in your native languages. Something that's very unique for the show. So I will give stage to you if you want to say something in your native language, or anything you want to add. If you play a musical instrument is also fine, or
Okay.
if Alf want to join as well, it's fine.
Yes.
uh,
If you want to.
but I don't see him. I don't see him
Oh, he
speaking.
said he was listening to us. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's listening. Yeah, he's listening, but I
Yeah.
can't see him. Right, I can't add him.
Oh,
So
well, that's sad, but yeah.
yeah, I can't. I
I
can't
will.
add. Yeah. So if he wants to join as a video participant, tell him to turn on the video so I can see him first, and then I'll add him.
Yes.
Otherwise, continue with the cultural section while he continues to join.
Hmm. Okay. I
Ralph,
wanted.
if you're hearing us, turn on your video. So,
I'm going to talk to him in French. Timothée, tu peux rejoindre si tu veux, tu peux mettre ton visage, tu peux parler si tu as envie de parler, et si tu n'as pas envie, ne le fais pas. Voilà.
okay. You want to explain?
Yeah, so I was telling him that he could show his face and talk with us if he wanted to, and if he didn't want to, he could just write down and tell us that he's not comfortable with that. So I want to, because I am a Sicilian, but also I didn't tell that when I was introducing myself, but most of my family is Tunisian, so I have a North African. I don't speak Arabic. I'm so sad about that because I would love to speak Arabic with my family, but I can't. And so I wanted to read this little poem. It's called Essence of Life.
Okay.
And so it's in Sicilian. So I'm going to read it to you guys, and then explain you what it says mostly.
Okay.
Essenza di vita. Tutto è finito dove è cominciato. Tutto se n'è andato. Soltanto la scia del tuo passato è rimasta. Come tutte le cose del passato si ricordano come rimpianto. Solo l'essenza della vita è rimasta. Per continuare il percorso del tuo vivere, come un granello sei germogliato, come polvere sei sparito, solo è rimasta l'essenza di vita. Ecco. So this is the poem. This is the poem.
I did not understand.
So basically what it says is that the life is really short, and it can put seeds into the grass and make a tree out of it, and then fall and become become mud again. That's what it says in general. So life, even if your life is difficult right now, just know that one day this little seed that is your life will grow and become a tree. Even if it will fall one day, your tree will be big and beautiful with a lot of leaves. So yeah, that's the inspirational thing.
Wow, that's really nice. I'm really getting goosebumps. So lovely. You know, it's a combination of my cheeks paining with smiling and the goosebumps. It's so nice. You're filled with so much, energy and positive vibes, and so inspirational things you have. And just to add to that poem, we don't have anything to control when we come into life, right? When we are born, it's not in our control. When we go, also that's not in our control. The only thing we have, right, in our control is our present. So make that the best moment of your life. Life should be like as big as you want it to be, right? There is no limit. It's just in your mind. So keep doing new things, keep connecting to people, and live the best version of you, because every next version. And I like this version thing. When I spoke to one of the guests, she always says that you know every next version that she's gonna have is gonna be a slightly better than the previous version, right? And that's what it matters, right? It doesn't matter that you're gonna make 200% success or 1000% success, right? Even
Yeah,
you make 0.00001 point success, that's more than sufficient.
exactly. Yeah, it's true.
It just
Thank you
has
for
to
your kind words.
it just has to be incrementally more than previously. That's it.
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
your tomorrow should be slightly better than today. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you're in the IT industry, when you're automating things, don't think about you're going to automate 1 hour, 1,000 hours. Even if you automate 1 second of work, right, you're saving that 1 second, right?
Mm,
And that's start, you know.
yes,
So
it's
have that start, don't give it up.
yeah, exactly. Little by little, you'll be finding yourself and finding new things that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Hindi, they say boon boon se sagar banta hai, which means boon boon is drops and sagar is the ocean. So
Oh,
right, drop with drop and drop, the ocean become, right,
yeah.
and that concept. So small things, and that makes the ocean. So always plan for the ocean, and we're all gonna be together and watching out for each other and appreciate everyone's smaller success, smaller journey, because it may be smaller for you, but for someone else, it may be the entire life, right? So,
Yeah.
with that note, I don't want to end the stream. I want to talk to you forever, but I know we cannot. So,
No.
we're gonna end the stream.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Kira. It was lovely talking to you. It was
Yes.
absolutely
It's lovely.
fun. And I'm sure who gonna watch live or who gonna watch this later, because we set up this very ad hoc, right?
Yeah.
So people are gonna watch later and they're gonna provide feedback, and we'll definitely connect again and discuss more beautiful things in future. Okay,
Yes. Of course. Thank you for
most
this
well.
for this event. It was
Most,
really really good to
yes,
talk to
I
you.
enjoyed. I did as well. I'm gonna click on end stream. So we're gonna go offline. Just 1 second. Yeah, I was gonna end stream on that restream thing as well. Just 1 second. By the time you can ask Rab if he wants to join again.